Hey everybody, this is Patrick Sod, your instructor for Business 110. Wanted to talk with you about your stock picks project and specifically how you're going to set up your spreadsheet for this 8-week course. And after you've gone in through Blackboard and you've gone into syllabus and course info, you'll see the syllabus is on this page should you need it. And then there's a subfolder called coursework examples. And within this should be your stock spreadsheet, and this is actually where you'll get information on your two papers within this folder. These two papers are really predicated on this spreadsheet, and I know we're now at a 7-week course, but I left this file the same. So download this file. It should look something like this, and save this to your computer. If you convert it over to a Google Sheets, then it's going to be saved for you automatically. But this is what you're going to look at for the next handful of weeks. And for someone that's never looked at a stock chart or knows anything about stocks, this could look a little intimidating. So let me kind of walk you through what we're going to do with this. Essentially, you're going to pick 3 stocks that you are going to track over these short 7 weeks. Now, ideally, the stock market is not meant to be played over 7 weeks. You really want to kind of invest for the long term. I don't ever encourage students to be day traders, but some of you may go on to pursue that. So I don't know if you're necessarily going to see lots of profit or losses in 7 weeks. You may, but this is meant to just to kind of teach you on how to track stocks and just to see how factors of the market will impact that stock over the next short weeks. So I'm going to start personally with picking 3 companies. I'm going to go with Apple. That's certainly going to be my first one. And all companies have what's known as a ticker, which essentially is an abbreviation of their stock. Now, I usually go out to Google to start this. Apple's ticker is AAPL. But what I would just recommend doing is just search for your company, make sure it's publicly traded. I'm going to search for Apple stock. There's the ticker. It trades on the NASDAQ. And right now, one share of Apple is trading for $247.74. You can see it's down. Let's look over the last 5 days. You can kind of see what I'm doing just to check the history of it. So Apple stock was in the low 3s, kind of dipped down to 224, made a little bit of a recovery, but you can see where it's currently trading at. A lot of times what I really like to do is you can see these snapshots. The max shows you how much money you would have had you invested in Apple, 10, 12 years ago. You can see where this stock has really had exponential growth since 2016. It's really jumped up. And just from this max view, you can see where it looks like it peaked around February and then it's come down. So I think there's a lot of growth ahead for Apple. I think this is a company consistently that over the years has done well. So I'm going to choose Apple. And again, this is what it's currently trading for. And that's my ticker symbol. So I'm going to come here, put in my ticker. Shares purchase, I'm going to leave that blank. I need to go back to March 20th's share price, right? So I'm going to go back 1 month. There's Friday, March 20th. You can see that price is $229.24. I'm going to plug that in, and I'm just going to let that one be. Okay. What you're able to do, and you can use Google, you can use Yahoo Finance. They have good information. You can use MarketWatch. There are tons of sites if you just Google stock information that you can do your research on. But within this, Oftentimes, what you'll get is financial news on the company. You can compare it, so you can kind of do your research in here. I wouldn't worry much about some of these ratios right now. Um, the dividend yields that you perhaps might get into in your second paper, but for now, let's just get your three basic stocks. Next one I'm going to go with is American Airlines. Um, Airlines and really the whole travel industry has taken a hit over the last 2 to 3 weeks. I think there's probably um, some room for growth. Maybe not in the next 7 weeks, but for sure in the next 7 months. So same thing I'm going to do. American Airlines. Their ticker is AAL. I have to find their share price from March 20th. March 20th looks like it was all the way down to $10.38. So I'm going to type that in. Notice how I already formatted this. Your currency symbol is going to pop up. So you're just going to kind of plug and chug. And I actually built formulas in here for you as well. Just want to look back on American Airlines in the last 5 years. Wow. Looks like January of 2018, it was up to $58 a share. It's down to 14 right now. All right. And then my third one, I'm going to go with another industry that has gotten crushed, and that is the oil industry. I'm sure you're really pleased with how much gas is at the pump, but that's not all good news. So I'm going to go with BP. Guesses their ticker symbol is going to be the same. Now, what some of you may find is um, some of your companies aren't publicly traded. You know, if you choose Chick-fil-A, for instance, that is a private corporation, not publicly traded. Um, so you'll have to do some research to pick companies. My suggestion is always pick companies that you're a fan of. Um, Google is a pretty popular one. Tesla gets picked a lot, um, but and it's also worth noting that for this project, you will not gain or lose points if you make a profit or lose money. That'd be really fun to do that, but as you'll see, I may end up losing money in these 7 weeks, so probably not fair to assign those points. Okay, BP is trading at 22.35 currently. I got to go back to March 20th. Looks like it was at 17.39. Yeah, look at that. Hmm. That looks like it's an all-time low for at least the last 5 years. Wow. Um, okay, so I have my three companies now. Um, the most you can spend, if you remember, is $25,000. Well, the formulas are built in here. So what you're going to do is you're just going to come up with how many shares you want to pick in each, and as long as this doesn't go over 25,000, you should be good. So I'm going to go. Well, I was going to go pretty heavy on Apple, given how cheap this price per share is. I may load up with these two and do Apple last. So maybe with American Airlines. Let me just see, 1,000 shares of that. That's a lot. 500 of that. That doesn't give me. It only gives me $6,000 left, so I'm going to adjust that. Maybe let's go 750 shares of American. Maybe we go 500 of BP. Actually, I'm more confident oil's going to come back, so let's flip-flop that. I'm going to keep that. So I'm going to go 750 shares of BP, 500 of American, and then the remaining is going to go to Apple, and I have about $7,000 left. Ooh. It looks like I'm over that 25,000. Close. Okay. So I am $109 over. I'm going to keep that 30 shares of Apple. Um, I'm just going to come down and just get as close as I can to that 25 without going over. Don't want to waste any free money. How many more can I get? Now I'm just going to be greedy. Since I have $12.03 left, I can get another share of that, can I? Okay. So no rhyme or reason, no special formula, but I'm going to go 30 shares, 501 shares, and 743 shares. And that's where I currently am, right under that $25,000. You don't need to push it right to that 25, but I don't ever like giving anything away for free. So I'm going to go with that. So now all I'm going to do is transfer these numbers down to the March 20th. Well, this first one is Apple. Right? Notice the value of shares. I already built the formula for you. This next one is American Airlines. Well, there's your number. And then this third one is BP. There's your number. So this number should match this number for this first week because we essentially just cheated. We went back a week and we're just carrying it down. I know you can't see the decimal here, and that's okay. Now, the fun thing is for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, you're going to kind of track these once a week. Well, again, since we went backwards, if you really wanted to, you could go back and pick a stock that was low on the 20th and up on the 27th. I really don't care if you do that. It's not going to help you out in real life, but I assure you that won't get you any more points on this. But let's just look for Apple on the 27th. So let's go back here. I realize I just looked at these. It looks like I'm going to make some money on Apple. Let's see what it closed at on the 27th. 27th. And I'm kind of, if you can see where I'm checking, I just want to see what it actually did throughout the day on the 27th. You can see on that line that pops up throughout the day, looks like it's every half hour. It'll kind of show you where it went. It didn't move a ton on the 27th, but there's the closing price, 247.74. So it looks like I'm going to be positive here. You can see the difference between those two right there. If you're using Excel, kind of see what you did to make some money. American Airlines. 1404. Now there's really good growth. Look at that. $1,800. It's real easy to play the stock market game when you're going backwards, by the way. Everyone looks like a hero. So don't get a false sense of confidence. BP 2235. It rounded up, but that's okay. You can see I actually typed in 2235. And for in 1 week, we made $6,000. I'm smiling as I'm saying that because, again, it's not necessarily this easy. Clearly, what you learned is that the market had a rough week and then bounced back, but it doesn't always work like that. As we'll see, the next 5 weeks, it might be totally different. But I hope that kind of helped explain what you're going to do. And just to kind of recap, pick 3 companies, stick with them all semester, find their stock price for the 20th using Google or Yahoo or MarketWatch or whatever you want to use, and then go back and find the closing price, and the rest should calculate for you. So we're positive right now. That might change, and that's totally okay. But next week, next Friday on the 3rd or Saturday, you'll go in, wait till the end of the day Friday. So it could be next weekend, but plug in your 3 prices for your stocks, and you'll just kind of track these until May 1st, and we'll see what the market does. Hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, patrick.sahd, SAHD, at cpcc.edu. But I hope this was helpful, and my goal is for you just to get a little more comfortable with understanding stocks, doing a little research, and learning about the market throughout the semester. Thanks.